Hi my loves, welcome to the first official Plan With Me video. I am so excited. I have been waiting to do this, and obviously in January I kind of did a bit of like mood boarding and to kind of set up my routine of how I want 2026 to be planned. So like last year I kind of just had a vision board and then I had my Notion template, but then towards the end of 2025 obviously I got my leather journal and I've been using stuff like that. If you're new, I started off with obviously just my Notion and pretty much just doing whatever I wanted to when I wanted to, not really having exact goals and things I did to like manage certain areas of my life. But then from like autumn onwards last year I was like, no, I need to start budgeting better, knowing where my money's going. I need to start putting down some goals and ones that are both tangible but also fun and realistic. But before we start, I wanted to just say welcome. If you're new, hi, my name is Amy. If you've never been to this channel before and you decided to click on this video, welcome. So yeah, we're going to be doing a plan with me for the month of February. I'm going to go over my journal ecosystem, we're going to go over my Notion, we're going to do a January recap, and we're also going to do a February setup. So quite a lot, but I hopefully every single month I will do these videos for you guys and we can just plan together so that 2026 is going to be our best year. And yeah, I'm really excited to start implementing. So let's get to it and let's get started first with my journal ecosystem. So if you've obviously been a long time viewer, you know that throughout last year I had my reading journal. That was pretty much the only journal I had, and then I also had a junk journal that I was actually keeping on track of, but I decided towards the end of the year that I wanted something all together. So insert my leather journal. So I actually made this leather journal all by myself, all the materials. I actually have a video where I made it, so go check that down below in the description. But I made my own Louise Carmen styled journal, and she has been my bestie since I have made her, and it was just such a fun time. I made her at the start of December and I've actually been consistently using her. So this is my main journal, and then we also have my reading journal. So this reading journal, I'll actually go through this first because I use this less often. So my reading journal, I used this one last year, so if you recognize it, if you've been on my channel before, so if you recognize it, it's because I used it last year. But this is my reading journal, and I was like, this year I want to keep it super simple, very easy to keep track of. I've showed you guys in another video, but if you're new, we just have my cover page here. I just kind of gave it not really much for, I just made it very simple. And then the first page is my little goal page. So I have a goal of 40 books. One side is all the boxes, and then on the other side is all the rules for myself. And this is really cute. I actually have a few that I need to tick off, but this is kind of the general layout of my reading journal. The next spread is my series tracker. She is just so cute, but again, she was so easy to do. I literally just get all my inspo off Pinterest. Is literally the best place to go to get any type of inspo with this type of stuff. So I just made a simple series tracker with all my series that I currently have physical of, and then just like picking them out and colouring them once I've read them. So that is my series tracker, very simple. And then the next thing is my physical TBR cart. So I thought I would make this because last year, if we go all the way back, so last year it was really cute as well. It's my first time kind of doing a TBR thing, and I had these kind of flip through pages and I would tick or cross if I read it. So that was what my physical TBR spread was last year, but I wanted to just kind of have something a little bit more simple, and I was obviously on Pinterest and I saw this TBR cart. Well, it was only one of them, but I decided to do two, and it actually fit all the books I have in my physical TBR because I don't have that much. But what I'm planning to do is if I finish reading all of these or I get any new books, I've got a little bit of space here, and then I've also will obviously make like another TBR cart, like maybe the second half of the year. But my goal at the moment is not to buy any new books, at least for the first 6 months of the year. And I will say that in January I didn't buy any books, so we're already doing really, really well. So this is kind of what I did for that. And yeah, I love her. She's super cute. And then last but not least, in terms of the spreads that I pre-done, is my books I want to read in 2026. So I decided to just do the month, the title, the author, and the date read. Last year I was doing these spreads here that were so cute. I had my TBR here, and then I would have my reads on this side. But I want to be really intentional. I've said it in other videos. I want to be really intentional about what I am keeping track of and be very intentional about what I read, rather than just reading a bunch of books for just no reason, and I can't keep track of them because I forget all of them. So I was like, for my books that I have on my TBR, rather than having spreads and wasting my time doing those spreads, yes, they're fun, but for me personally, I can say that I have no time, but I do have the time. But I just don't want to do it. So I've decided not to continue that for this year. But we have done this one. And I got this little Charlie Brown character, guys. Like, I don't know if you can see it. Look how cute that is. It literally looks like me. That's why I picked it. But yeah, that is what I've done. As you can see, we've got January here, there. And for January reads, I will have a photo here of what I want my style to look like. I've kind of just done the title at the moment. But my plan is to have the photo of the book and then like a little bit of the book and my rating, just so I can remember at least like the main characters' names and a little bit about what the book's about. So for like spice levels, what type of genre it is, so I can keep track of it. So when it comes to doing wrap-ups, I'm not like, what is this book about? Or when we get to the end of the year, I'm not like, what did I actually read? So that is the layout for my reading journal. I'm keeping it very simple compared to last year, and I think she's really cute. I think the only thing I need to add to this is new releases, because I haven't actually written down the dates for new releases, because I've said this year when a new release comes out and I've like want to read it, I'm gonna read it at that time rather than waiting a long time, because now I have like a whole backlog of books that I was supposed to read last year that I didn't because I was too busy trying to finish my TBR. So I'm gonna be in the mixture of like reading physical TBR but then also reading my new releases. So that is my reading journal all done. And then now we have my everyday beautiful baby Louise Carmen style journal. So I have this beautiful brown chocolate colour that I just got online. This is actually real leather. And then we have some red cord. Again, it's in another video, so I'm not going to go too into it. We have some charms on the side, which are really cute. We have some charms at the front. And opening her up, when we first open her, this is what she looks like. So I put my little photo booth photos right here. I thought it would be really cute. I'm also planning to add some lace here or ribbon here. So that is what it looks like when you open it up. And then we have this little pouch thing so I can put stuff in there. And then my first little journal, well, my first little notebook is my to-do list notebook. So it's literally me writing down things I need to do the day, and then I just tick it off. For me personally, when I have a to-do list, I'm more likely to like tick things off. As you can see, most of them are ticked off because I am able to do that. So I just love doing that to keep track of my days. I mostly use it for weekends rather than weekdays because I'm at work and I don't really carry this around at work. So we have that just for me to keep a track of like what I'm doing in the day and kind of random little thoughts and feelings and little notes that I might need to have and remember. And then my next little notebook is my finance tracker. So this is my 2026 finance tracker. I'm not going to go too into detail just because, you know, finance, I like to keep that stuff very personal to me. But my first thing is my wants and needs tracker. So anytime I think of something that I want or I see something that I might like, I put it in my wants and need tracker, and I would put the date that I thought of it, the item, the price, and if it's a want or if it's a need. So things like needs are like new skincare, but not new skincare, more like refill. So if I finish my shower gel, I'll write that on my list because I need to get a new shower gel. I like to do that just so I can remember it. And then wants would be like something like a jumper, a new phone, yada and I'll put the price so that when I come back to it and I'm like, okay, I definitely want to buy it, I know kind of in my head how much it's gonna cost me. So I love to have this and keep track, and then when I buy it, I tick it off. So I've already ticked off actually a few things, and I just love it. I feel like it really keeps me accountable of like what I'm spending my money on rather than just buying stuff. I need to put this in here first, and I have a rule that it has to be on my wants and needs tracker for at least 2 weeks before I even think about buying it. It can't be an impulse purchase, so I can't be like, oh, I want shoes and buy shoes. I have to actually write it down, leave it for 2 weeks. If I really, really want it, then I can buy it. So that is what I have. And then we have my savings tracker. So in my savings tracker, we just have the month, and then I've got 3 pots. I've got a house savings, I've got a holiday pot, and then I've got a car and emergency pot. So what I do is I just write every month how much money is going into that savings pot, and then I've also got my goals for each category, and then at the end of the month, and then at the end of the year, I will tally up how much money is in my savings. So we have that. And then next up we have my monthly spending tracker. So this is where this starts. So I can show you guys this one, but I've been really trying to keep on top of my spending and tracking that. So I've made myself a little dashboard, shall we say, of where my money is going each month. And then last but not least, we have my financial literacy side. So as I said, we'll go in a little bit of detail, but I've said that I have my own winter curriculum, and one of them was to learn more about being financially literate. So I had obviously found some videos online, and I can't lie guys, I've only started it yesterday, but I started it. I was putting it off each week. I said every Friday I would sit and I would, you know, write down some notes. I would educate myself a little bit more about finance, and I did that yesterday. So I will pat myself on the back for that, and we did start it. So we have that, and yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. This is just general notes. I'll link down the video down below if you guys are ever interested in it. I feel like it's such a good thing at the moment. I've already learned so much about myself already. So that is what my finance journal looks like. And then we have this little pouch here, and this one I just put like some like stickers or anything. I haven't really used it that much. And then last but not least, in this journal we have my baby. So this is my mood boards / pages journal. So this is where I do all of my more creative kind of work, and I love this. I swear I can put all my thoughts and feelings. I can journal how I want my month to look like, and then also mood boarding like my vibe, but then also reflecting on the month that's just happened. We have my January spread. So for January, on one side we have my mood board, and my mood board for January was all focused on gentle routine and slowly easing myself into the brand new year. And I feel like I've done that. There is one thing that I did not accomplish this month, or I didn't set in motion as much, but everything else I feel like we've had a good foot in, and I would say I need to be more gentle with myself, and I've definitely done that this month. So I would say I've definitely met this mood board at least. And I just put in the middle as well, dreaming of a slow life and 1% better every day, and 12 new chapters and 365 new chances. Just remember that every single day you have a new chance to make a new decision and to do something new, or to add and do something that will help you achieve your goals. And that each month, even if you don't do something the month prior, or you don't do something the day prior, you can do it the next day. So for example, with the financial literacy learning, I didn't do it the week before, didn't do it before then, but I did it this week. And the more I do it, the more I'm going to want to do it. And it's just about starting, and each day I become 1% better. And then on the other side, we have my like reflection and kind of my intentions for the new month. So for January, we talked about what intentions are you setting for yourself this month, and how does it link to your 2026 year. Next one is, what is on your to-do list for the month ahead? Where did you most feel out of control last month, and triggers? And then what old habits, patterns and beliefs showed up again, and how did it impact you? And what new ones do you want to create to improve your life? So those are all the ones I did. I kind of did quite a few pages. I did 2 pages on that. And then again, I've got like my journal little entries from when I'm out and about. And each week, as I said, each week I want to do a little journal sesh. It can be a creative journal sesh, or it can just be me writing down how I'm feeling. And then on the this side we have my little day out. So obviously, as you guys know from my last vlog, or if you didn't, I went out to central London, and I'm learning to fill my own cup a little bit more by taking myself out on solo dates and exploring different places. And this was my journal spread. I haven't finished it because my printer at the moment is out of all ink, so it's not really printing the best photos. But we have my other photo booth photo here. We have the little receipt of when I went out for dinner, and then I just wrote London Life, the date, and then I'm gonna probably have like a few photos here. But I think that's just super cute. This is like the page of writing, and then this is like the mood board of like the day. So that is what I did for that spread. And then we've kind of just now got nothing because we now get to the planning portion. So this is my journal. That is what it looks like. Before though we do all of that, we've also got my Notion. So we're gonna get on to my Notion tour. So guys, we are now screen recording, and as you guys can see, this is my 2026 Notion. So this is just my digital version of pretty much everything I have in my journal. So in this digital journal, as you guys can see, when we go down, it has a little overview of the year, it has the time. This template I actually got from someone that I will link down below. I love her videos so much, so I just basically just got the template of that, and I just kind of made it my own last year. But when we go down, we have my to plan and my to track section. I've kept my Notion very simple this year, and towards the bottom again we have my vision board. So this was my vision board for 2026. She's super cute. So first up, I'm going to show you guys my yearly goals. So I kind of added a little bit more to it from the last video. So in the last video I kind of showed you guys the goals. So in my journal I had this spread about 5 goals I wish to achieve, and I basically separated it on like different pillars of my life that I want to focus on. So we have financial, YouTube, health and well-being, career, and lifestyle. I could have put career, lifestyle, and YouTube together, but I like the different breakdown of it. I don't know. When we go down, I've added a little bit more to it. So we have things I do each week and month to help me achieve these goals. So I last year did like monthly check-ins, but now I want to start to do weekly check-ins because I have the time to. So I want to. So first up, we have weekly goals. So each week I will tick off if I have done those things. So as you can see, for last week I ticked off because I did my Sunday reset, which is clean, tidy, and cook. I did my habit tracker, filling that in. I did my whimsy winter check-in for that week, and then I did a finance update, so spending for that week. The thing that I do for the monthly check-in is an end of month reflection, new month goals and intentions, and then a finance and job check-in. So I've kind of already done the finance and job check-in already, so I can tick that off, but we haven't yet done the reflection or new goals and intentions. But we're now going to go down a little bit more. So as I said, I've got those 5 different areas, and I kind of broken down my big goals into smaller goals that I'm going to be working towards during each month. So first up, we have financial. So in my financial one is keep track of spending, and I've got a status and a tag. So tag is who it relates to, and then we have related intentions, so things that I'm going to be doing to help me do those goals basically. So I have, obviously for the status, I have different things. We have struggling to do at the moment, need to start, actively doing, or complete. So obviously we have keeping track of my spending, only using one account for spending, and saving as much as I can, putting away first after bills. So putting money away first after bills before I start spending money on like random little leisurely things. So those are kind of my mini kind of things that I check in with, and those goals I usually just check in with every month. So I just randomly added this towards the end of obviously January, and then usually I would be checking in with these every month. So that is what my overview looks like of my yearly goals, pretty much connecting with everything I do in my normal journal. Now we're gonna go to Whimsy Winter. As you guys know, I've spoken about this about 500 times, but this is what I've done, my breakdown. Again, we have my tracker. So for this week, when I'm filming this, is the 31st of January. I've done a hobby this week, I've done my financial literacy work, I did a new recipe, ticked my sourdough start. Obviously I've not done it yet because I'm starting it next weekend, but I was like, let me just tick it off, because if I don't, I just hate the look of it not being ticked off. But this is the first week I've pretty much accomplished everything. The only thing I need to do is a mindful journal search, which I can say I've already done that because I did my London day out today. Well, I started it. So we have that. So that is my breakdown of Whimsy Winter, and as the year progresses, I'm gonna have like one for spring, one for summer, and then one for autumn. And then going down now, we got monthly planning system. I'm gonna try and get through this as quick as I can because we still need to plan for the month. So we have what I do each month. So we have at the end of the month and things that I need to do at the start of the month. So at the end of the month, we have my end of month reflection, so key moments, setbacks, and pros and cons. We have a monthly recap, which both of those are going to be on like the same page. So one page will be for the reflection and then the other page will be for my recap. So I'll have like a bunch of photos, a bit like what I did last year. And then we're going to have savings and a finance check-in. So I will make sure that I've put the money that I need to in the savings, which I can say I've already done that, so I'll tick that off. And then we have my prompts. So these are the prompts that I'm going to be doing. 3 things I'm thankful for. How did I feel this month? What were my wins and challenges? What did I do this month to reduce my screen time? And what is one lesson I learned this month? So that is a prompt that I'll be doing at the end of the month to help me reflect on the month. And then to start the new month, so the reason why I'm starting this vlog today is because tomorrow is the 1st of Feb. So for the new month, we have my monthly mood board. So that's why I put my intentions, my goals, and a creative activity. So this is 2 pages. So one for the mood board, which I showed you guys, and then the other one for the shadow work prompt. And again, the prompts are below. So we have what hobby do I want to do more of this month? How do I want to feel? 2 things I want to do / improve on next month. What solo activity I want to do next month, and 3 ways I will prioritize self-care and well-being this month. So that is the prompts that I'm going to do as well when I do those sessions. And then last but not least is my next month budget template, salary breakdown, and looking at my wants and needs tracker, which I've already done. So 2 of those things I've already done. So we have now done with that. We're going to quickly go through my to track section. So we have my habit tracker. I'm not going to show you guys those. Those are basically all my habits. A bit like the Whimsy one, I tick off each week if I've done a certain thing. So that could be doing my skincare each week. It could be reading. It could be making sure I'm going on a walk, those types of habits. And then we have my content tracker. I will show you guys this quickly. So this is what my tracker looks like. I just have my posting day. We have a video idea, a filming day, a published day, and then a status. I love this because it helps me keep on track of what stage I'm at in terms of filming, editing, yada yada yada. So I usually have idea, planning, filming, rough cut, creative cut, scheduled, and then published. So I love this to keep on track. And then at the bottom we have my editing process. So this is a tick box that I need to do each week to lead me up to the Sunday upload. And then next up we have my job application. Again, I just fill out any jobs that I've applied for, and I haven't actually applied for anything this year, so I've kind of just left that. But that is my Notion, and that is what it looks like. At the top, what I usually have when I'm doing these types of planning sessions is I will have my Canva, and then I have Pinterest. As I said, I Pinterest everything, and I like to go back onto this to look into my different pages to see maybe things I want to use. These are my different boards. We have content board. I have my 24th birthday, summer inspo, and this is all public, so if you guys want to get any inspo, I definitely highly recommend. So for example, this is my birthday one, and this is kind of the vibe I want to have for this year for my birthday. And then my next thing is my Canva. So my Canva is what I use for thumbnails, where I used to basically like put all my photos to then print them out. So those are the 2 that I usually have alongside my Notion. So now we're actually going to get on to the actual planning portion of this video. So I've just gotten up my monthly planning system so I can remember, and then I'm going to come back and tell you guys a little bit about my month in January and also my plans for February. So I will see you guys soon. For now, let's get to planning. Grab your pen, your pencil, your journal, anything you use to plan your life, and let's get to planning. So I have officially finished my spreads, guys. I ended up going to the library just to get some printing because I was like, I actually want to get it done today, so it's just like done, out of the way, and I just feel so good now it's done. Like I feel ready for February. So I'm going to show you guys very, very quickly. You guys would have seen as well as I was doing it, but I also finished off this little page. So I just got the photos that I wanted to add, but I think it came out really, really cute. And then at the bottom I wrote a perfect day in Marylebone, and I just wrote like the different things I did that day. And then this is my January recap, so I just wrote my January in photos, and then different like little quotes. I wrote each day by day, living in the present, 1 out of 12 months done, the month of gentle routines, slow moments, and filling my own cup. I thought that would be really cute because that is pretty much essentially what I wanted to do this month, and I feel like I've achieved that. So I love these little like mood boards, recaps. It really just helps to keep like a little moment, little memory of what I've been doing. And I definitely want to also do like scrapbooking at one point because I want to do it for like more family stuff, but for like me and personal moments, I love these little recaps. And then we obviously did my reflection. I obviously talked about 3 things I'm thankful for, and me, it was just mostly about being by myself. So I wrote that I'm able to spend time alone and enjoy being alone, that my niece started walking alone for the first time, so she's actually started walking now. So that was something that I was really thankful for this year, that so far she's already done that. Like she's already met her own milestone, and the fact that I've been able to witness that. And then another thing was just having the means to spoil myself and experience different things this month. I feel like I did that. Obviously went a day out in Marylebone. I haven't really spent time there before. Obviously I spoiled myself by getting myself some cardigans, myself on a dinner date, and those little things really just fuel me and make me feel loved. And then obviously I did how did I feel this month, and I just said that I felt very intentional about setting up systems and structures and routines that I would follow for the months coming. And I feel like I've definitely started to establish a lot of routines, and not even intrusive routines. I feel like I haven't changed myself, but I've made little different changes, little tweaks to my lifestyle that's made my month better. And obviously I wrote my wins and challenges, and I obviously talked about what did I do to reduce my screen time. So I just said doing research on different things like the financial literacy, put my phone on do not disturb mode. I noticed that when I put my phone on do not disturb mode, for example when I want to clean something, sometimes I forget that I put it on do not disturb, and after a while I'm like, at the end of the day I'm like, oh, how come I haven't had no notifications? Because I put on do not disturb. I feel like that works better than the limits for me, just for anytime I feel like I can control that, I put my phone on do not disturb. And then last but not least, we had what was one lesson that I learned so far in the month, and I just talked about sometimes silent is enough, and sometimes you don't need to talk or communicate to really say how you feel, and that sometimes the silence is all you need. And then it's just also as well about filling my own cup and not relying on others. So that is what I did for my January reflections. And then moving on, we have my February spread. So this is my February mood board. It's kind of just focused and centered around my birthday. So we have the 24 because I'm going to be 24 next week. And then we've got like little things around. I want to try and do some like Valentine's Day baking. Like I don't have a boyfriend, I've never had a boyfriend, but February Valentine's Day is not just about intimate romantic love, it's also about platonic love, family love, self-love, and I love to preach that. So I'm going to be doing something to treat myself, and I did myself a little cake at the bottom, and then I did a little bow, and then I just wrote Aquarius season in bloom, the month of love. May this month remind us to love deeply, kindly, and cherish every moment. So that is the vibe that I've gone for my mood board. And then obviously again I answered the prompts that I showed you guys on my Notion. So I just did 2 things I want to improve, how do I want to feel this month. I just talked about love and how I want to feel the love and share the love this month, because it is the month of love. So that is the time for us to share even more. Obviously you should share love and kindness throughout the year, but February especially is the month to really treat yourself with love and to treat others with love. And then the next thing is, what hobbies do I want to do more of this month to reduce my screen time? I just said I want to try painting or like decorating my notebooks, which I mentioned. And then I also just say to make myself more personalize this journal, and then also to bake and even make my first sourdough starter, and then my first sourdough loaf, and then one solo activity I'll do this month. I always have this because I feel like you should always date yourself. So if you're someone that doesn't do this already, make yourself a solo activity. It could be anything. It can even be indoors, but just giving yourself like a takeaway and like some skincare. That is a solo day. This month I decided that I want to do some type of class. I don't know if it's baking, maybe a Pilates class to get me moving a little bit, or maybe even a candle making class. I'm not sure, but something that involves me going out rather than indoors, because I'm so used to doing stuff indoors. And then the last thing is 3 ways I will prioritize my self-care and well-being this month. I said no social media Sundays. Sundays usually my Sunday reset anyway, so I don't want to go on social media on the days. I mentioned that already. Back to weekly hikes, because I was doing weekly hikes towards the end of the summer, so I'm going to start doing that again. And then face mask evenings. So what I want to do is, when I want to do a face mask, I do it that day. As soon as I get that thought in my head, I do it then. I don't wait until the weekend, because that's what I do. I wait until the weekend, then I don't want to do it anymore. So it's like doing things in the moment rather than waiting until later. And then the last thing was learning more about life and other experiences. So I also want to read at least one non-fiction book this year, because obviously I said I have 10 non-fiction books that I want to read, so I have to at least read one. That's the goal that I'm setting for myself. So that is my February spread. She is super cute, and yeah, that is pretty much everything I have done at the moment to plan, guys. I just feel so happy. I'm so glad we have done this, and that I can finally tick off that I have prepared myself. And I feel like to do this like every month really helps me keeping track of my goals as well, because I feel like it's good to have big goals that you are working towards, but the smaller check-ins and smaller goal setting is also very important. But we have now reached the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed the first of many Plan With Me videos. Obviously we're going to probably do them every single month. My plan is to have them at like towards the end of the month, and then you guys will hopefully get them like right at the start. Luckily as well, the first of like each month seems to be on a Sunday when I have those uploads. So like, for example, when this video comes out tomorrow, it'll be a Sunday, the 1st of Feb, and then the next time we do it, it'll be the 1st of March, which is also Sunday, which is really good. So I am really excited to be doing these. Let me know down below if you enjoyed this. If you didn't make it to the end, comment the little journal emoji, I have it on the screen, for us setting our goals, preparing ourselves each month, and leveling up together and really making 2026 our year. So yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you give it a like, a comment, and a subscribe if you're new. And again, thank you for watching my video. I love you all so much. Stay blessed, and as I always say, I love you all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye my loves.